lost my chance to introduce myself, so I'm going to introduce myself now. My name is Toltsaya. I work at Hobby School of Ulaanbaatar as a human resources specialist, and I also the vice president of public relation in this club. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be the evaluator of Mr. Ekenbayer, and as the way of his sitting, you guys can just tell he's a ball of fire, right? Yeah. So his pathway is presentation mastery level 2, and second project. The name of the project is effective body language. The purpose of the project is deliver a speech with awareness of your intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn and practice effective body gesture. So his timer given time is 5 to 7 minutes. So Mr. Eggy, sleep not once. Sleep not once, Mr. Eggy.
Many sleep cycles, like many cycles of it. We also have words that include poly, as example, polylingual, which means the ability to speak many languages, or polygon, which means in geometry many cornered shape, for example. So this is what basically polyphasic sleeping is. This monophasic is the way we sleep, just one sleep in 24 hours. But we can sleep more than one times. Now, don't worry about those fancy names. I want you guys to just focus on these datas in the bottom. So 6 to 8 hours, 2 hours, 5 to 6 hours, 1 sleep, and 30 minutes of 3 sleep, for example. So the thing that got me interested in this subject is the idea that we can sleep less than 8 hours in total a day. Because as human creatures, we are known to sleep 1/3 of our life. I mean, that sounds all right on a day-to-day basis, but for the entirety of your lifetime, if you think that you spend 1/3 of your life sleeping, well, that sounds kind of uncomfortable, doesn't it? So, this idea, this thing, polyphasic sleep, isn't merely a theory or an ancient practice. As a matter of fact, many famous people in our recent and ancient history used to practice this type of sleeping. For example, Edison, Tesla, Da Vinci, Napoleon, Churchill, Jefferson, Einstein, all are great thinkers at one point in their life had used this method to achieve their greatness, right? So in France, it used to be called the premier son, and in Italy, the primo sonno. And there are actually very sound accounts from the medieval ages, and what it reveals to us is that before the industrial era, in the medieval times, biphasic, meaning 2 times sleeping, was the norm. That's how they functioned. Now, these people in the medieval ages, they would sleep from the evening until the midnight, and then stay awake for 1 to 2 hours, and then go back to sleep and wake up by sunrise. So you might wonder, what did they used to do in the middle of the night for 1 to 2 hours? I mean, that sounds a little odd for us modern people. So their chores included household chores, obviously, and tending to farm animals, as those people did agriculture for the majority of their time. And some paperwork and writing for the artistic type maybe, because since midnight is the best time to do some art, why not? Also some in-bed chatting. They would used to just idly sit in bed and socialize, right? And then of course, husband and wife would have some merry time in their bed together. Since their tiredness from their early day is gone from their first sleep. Now, I would like to compare the pros and cons of this practice. Firstly, as I mentioned before, the biggest pro is less total time slept. So instead of thinking that we slept the 33% of our life, we could at least make it, say, 30 or 28 at least, right? Now, it also eliminates midday drowsiness since the space between each sleep is shorter. And not leave things unattended for long hours. I found this especially relevant to new parents. Because new parents already wake up in the middle of the night, sleepy as hell, to attend to their baby. So why not wake up in the middle of the night naturally by using this practice? Now, some drawbacks would include unsuitable to work on social schedules. Since most of us are in the corporate world doing corporate jobs from 9 to 6, it's a little unsuitable for most people. Unsuitable to vary their sleeping schedule too much. But I suppose it might be perfect for artists and freelancers. Also, it's difficult to adjust initially since we are so used to sleeping monophasic sleeping, and it might be more difficult for the whole household to adjust. However you wish to sleep, sleep tight, remember to sleep, and sleep to remember. Thank you.